Hey guys and gals, it's Mr. V. Hey, we are going to have another video. I'm hoping not to make it too long. And this one's going to cover the other part of division with fractions. And this is going to be dividing by a whole. Now, oops, I'm sorry. I don't have it up. My fault. There we go. Dividing by a whole. Now, when we do this, this is going to look eerily familiar to something we've already done. And if you've been paying attention in class, you already know that. Well, we know when we divide by a whole, we're going to get smaller because anytime we divide by anything more than one, we go down. We know all our words, so we don't have to keep doing it. What we have goes first, divide, cut, split, each. All those words help us know divide. But now we're going to be dividing by a whole. Kind of what we did the other day when we did fractions as division, when we had 3 divided by 2. You don't have to write this down. And we said it would be 3 halves. Or 1 divided by 4 is 1/4. So if you look, we're dividing by 2. I have 3 apples. I'm splitting them into 2s. I have 1 pizza. I'm dividing by 4 people. So that's what I'm doing here, except now I'm going to have a fraction to start. So let's see this. If I have 1/2 and I'm going to divide by 3 people. So again, if you just keep with the concept, what I have 1/2. So I'm going to draw my model, but this time I have 1/2. So you're not making multiple things, you're making one. And I hope that sounds familiar because that's something that we just recently did last week or the week before. So I have 1/2, but look what I'm doing. I'm dividing it, cutting it, splitting it by 3 people. So there's my half pizza, but I'm going to split it so 3 friends can have it. So there's 1 friend, friend 1, friend 2, and there's friend 3. Okay, so if you look, how many, well, if you have 1/2 divided by 3, okay, your question is going to be, what does each, there's that word, friend, get? So what does each friend get? Okay, well, if you look, I'm going to focus on, let's just pick friend 1, because no matter if I pick friend 2 or friend 3, just like earlier this week, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. So let's pick friend 1. This is what friend 1 gets right here. Okay, so what does friend 1 get? Well, this is the overlap piece. Making sense yet? Know what this looks like? So there's the 1 piece. And how many pieces make up your whole since you just cut it up for 3 friends? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/6. So again, what does each friend get means I'm going down. Okay, I divided by 3 friends. That's friend 1, friend 2, friend 3. I don't add any of these up because I want to know what each friend gets. So friend 1 got 1 piece out of the denominator 6 total pieces. If this looks familiar, it should. Why? Because it's just the way we multiplied fractions. In fact, dividing by 3 is the same. We've wrote this a couple times already today, or this week, is the same as timesing by 1/3. It's the same thing. In fact, when we cut this for 3 people, I cut it into thirds. So that's why it's so difficult sometimes for word problems to figure out, am I multiplying by 1/3 or dividing by 3? So you have to pay attention. Am I dividing by 3 people, or do I want 1/3 of something? Which is why fraction of something means multiply. And if I'm splitting by 3 people, it means divide. They get the same outcome, but they're definitely the different thing. That's why it's so important to pay attention. What do I expect to happen? I have a half. I'm dividing by 3. I'm cutting it by 3 people. I'm sharing it with 3. I think my answer is going to go down. See, if you do wrong things, wrong outcomes can happen. Let's make another one. Let's say I have, and we're going to keep with just unit fractions. So our fraction will be nothing different than a 1. So let's say I have 1/4 divided by, let's go 6. Okay, so what do I have? I have 1/4, so I'm going to draw it. I'm going to make it a little big so I can pay attention here. Think about it. I'm thinking, I'm already got my 6 in my head. I'm going to share it with a lot of friends. So I have 1/4, so I got to cut it into 4th first. That's your first thing. Cut, then shade. You heard me say that today. Cut, then shade. So I'm going to shade my 1/4. There's my 1/4, my 1/4 pan of brownies. I'm going to share it with 6 friends. I can't eat it all. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to share it with 6 friends. So I got to cut it into sixths. And as you see, as I'm cutting into it, I'm obviously making the pieces smaller. And again, let's just say friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, friend 4, friend 5, and friend 6. Now, my question again is going to be, what does each friend get? So I don't have to look at all my friends. Focus on one friend. Okay? Focus on whoever. I'm just going to stick with the first one just because it's easiest. So boom, right here, right there. That's what friend 1 gets. That's his section. That's how I labeled it. So I shade everything. Where my answer is where the piece that I have lines up with what my friend gets or wants. So here's my friend. That's what I'm giving right there. So it's going to be 1. And then you have a new denominator because your pieces got a lot smaller when you shared it with 6 friends. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, doing a quick multiplication problem would think 1/24. Now I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Mr. Veith, I see a shortcut. Can't I just take these 2 and multiply? No. However, the real thing, which you'll do in 6th grade, is very close to that. And I actually even showed you. Remember, if you put a 1 under it, think about what you could do there and how closely related 3/1 and 1/3 are. You'll learn that next year, though. Okay? So, guys, that's really all there is to it. It's just like you're multiplying a fraction. Draw what you have, divide by however many people are getting it, and then focus on one friend. Which friend? I just focused on this one. I noticed he got this piece right here, and then he only got 1. He doesn't get any of these because he's not, that's friend 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't have these pieces over here. They're not shaded. So it's only where the double shade is, and it's 1. And then my new cut's 24. Okay. Again, I didn't think this video would be very long. I hope that helps. And if you watch this tonight, I think you'll be in good shape for tomorrow. All right. Hope this helps, guys.